I'm selfish, impatient and a little insecure. I make mistakes, I am out of control and at times hard to handle. But if you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best. I've never fooled anyone. I've let people fool themselves. They didn't bother to find out who and what I was. Instead they would invent a character for me. I wouldn't argue with them. They were obviously loving somebody I wasn't. Experts on romance say for a happy marriage there has to be more than a passionate love. For a lasting union, they insist, there must be a genuine liking for each other. Which, in my book, is a good definition for friendship. Sometimes I've been to a party where no one spoke to me for a whole evening. The men, frightened by their wives or sweeties, would give me a wide berth. And the ladies would gang up in a corner to discuss my dangerous character. I used to think as I looked out on the Hollywood night, there must be thousands of girls sitting alone like me dreaming of being a movie star. But I'm not going to worry about them. I'm dreaming the hardest. With fame, you know, you can read about yourself, somebody else's ideas about you, but what's important is how you feel about yourself, for survival and living day to day with what comes up. I'll think I have a few wonderful friends and all of a sudden, ooh, here it comes. They do a lot of things. They talk about you to the press, to their friends, tell stories, and you know, it's disappointing. When I was 5, I think, that's when I started wanting to be an actress. I loved to play. I didn't like the world around me because it was kind of grim, but I loved to play house. It was like you could make your own boundaries. Of course, it does depend on the people, but sometimes I'm invited places to kind of brighten up a dinner table like a musician who'll play the piano after dinner, and I know you're not really invited for yourself. You're just an ornament. I've always felt toward the slightest scene, even if all I had to do in a scene was just to come in and say, hi, that the people ought to get their money's worth and that this is an obligation of mine, to give them the best you can get from me. I am invariably late for appointments, sometimes as much as 2 hours. I've tried to change my ways but the things that make me late are too strong, and too pleasing. Like any creative human being, I would like a bit more control so that it would be a little easier for me when the director says, "one tear," right now, that one tear would pop out. Consider the fellow. He never spends his time telling you about his previous night state. You get the idea he has eyes only for you and wouldn't think of looking at another woman. At 12 I looked like a girl of 17. My body was developed and shapely. I still wore the blue dress and the blouse the orphanage provided. They made me look like an overgrown lummox. If a star or studio chief or any other great movie personages find themselves sitting among a lot of nobodies, they get frightened, as if somebody was trying to demote them. This life is what you make it. No matter what, you're going to mess up sometimes, it's a universal truth. But the good part is you get to decide how you're going to mess it up. I don't mind being burdened with being glamorous and sexual. Beauty and femininity are ageless and can't be contrived, and glamour, although the manufacturers won't like this, cannot be manufactured. Not real glamour, it's based on femininity. We are all born sexual creatures, thank God, but it's a pity so many people despise and crush this natural gift. I was brought up differently than the average American child because the average child is brought up expecting to be happy.